Hi guys, welcome back to Mom, a platform where we advocate for children-friendly cities as well as offer personalized, evidence-based tips and guides on parenting. If you're new here, karibu sana. If you're coming back again, thank you so much for taking your time to come back. I'm happy to and appreciate your company. And all we do here is talk about parenting and how we can improve our children and make parenting easier, fun together. So if you're still not a member or you've not subscribed to our mom, it's time to do so by hitting the subscription box below, and then let's journey together through this. And last week we started on a series on brain development. Why this is so important is because brain development actually happened preschool years, before they go to school. Over 70-90% of their brain will develop during that time. And you want to make sure that you do activities that stimulate their brain development to make sure that your kids in the future they're able to reason faster, to make decision faster, to make better judgment, to just be people who think fast and decide faster, and basically who are smart and can be innovative and all that. Last week we talked about coloring, and today's video it's gonna be a little bit different because I want to talk about something you may be doing, but maybe hopefully you do it, but not knowing. So we want to teach you to show you these videos that maybe now you can be more intentional as you do it, so to be able to know how are you getting out of that thing. And today we're talking about toys. Yes, toys. I know when you're growing up, I don't know how many toys you had. It depends on where you came from. If you grew up in the village, I know most people actually, like during our parents' generation, most of the people actually designed their own toys, like using bottle tops and some wires, connecting them to the vehicles. Like the boys were creative. They would also make balls out of their, paper bags and all that with, I know you remember those activities. But right now things are changing. For the urban kids, especially, some of those materials may not be available, or some of those resources may not be available, but you can do some of those things at home. But before you select a toy, what do you actually look out for? And that's what I want us to discuss today, and then look for a few toys today, and then we can continue because it's going to be a series, like I mentioned. We can be able to narrow down to what toys are appropriate for what age, maybe like 0 to 6 months, 9 to 12 months, and all that. And on that regard, I want us to talk, what do you look for in a toy? The first thing that you look for is, are the toys stimulating imagination? You want a child imagination to grow because the more they imagine, the better their brain develops. So you want to make sure that the toy stimulates that imagination. And then another thing is creativity. Is it enabling the child to think outside the box? Can they do more than one thing with it? Now I'm going to the third point of versatility. As you buy a toy, you don't want to just use it for one thing. You want to buy a toy that can be used for multiple purposes. For example, I'll be showing you some of those examples in a few minutes. Just hold on. The other thing that you look for, are they engaging? You don't want a toy that is like a robot doing everything for a child. You want a child to do some of those activities, because by doing they learn, they discover, they are creative, and that's how they learn social skills. You're able to bond with them, and all that. The other last thing is, are they overstimulative? There are these things that they are so automated, and whether those automated things are there, and they're very expensive. And that's one thing that most of us do not even know. Sometimes you're looking for a birthday gift for a child, and they look for these very big cars that are very sophisticated and everything. But once you sit on them, they're not helping a child in any way in terms of brain development. So I'd rather look for a simple toy that is even cheap, could even cost 10 bob if so, but it is helping a baby like brain think creatively, imaginatively, innovatively, and all that. And most importantly, a baby should not play alone. Try to have time, sit down with them, get down to the business. It doesn't happen every day, but personally, I don't like, I'm a working mother, so I have like between, I'll have dedicated myself to 30 minutes of intentional play, like just sit down on the floor, play with those toys and all that. So I'll just be showing you some of the few toys, but like I said, these are series, so we'll be going down to activities per age. So hit the subscription box again, okay? And I just want to show you some of the toys that I like. They're very interesting. And this was like one of my very, very first. Is this familiar? I'm sure you have this. And actually, this is very appropriate from 6 months, actually. So that moment when a child can now be able to sit I love this because number one, it's stable. This is the base. It is movable, so you can move a lot of these things, and they are easy to clean. So if you're worried about cleanliness, you can easily clean them and disinfect them. They are plastic, they are big, they're easy, they don't get lost, because some of these small toys can get lost. And they're also not a risk to your child, like they cannot swallow and all that. So they come in variety of colors. Of course, some of them are not here, but even the colors itself fascinates a child. And when so basically what this does, you want to see how your baby can be able to play around with these rings, and then they can put them based on their, based on the size. So initially they'll not do it well, so you can be able to tell as they progress, they actually are arranging well, and that's how you know a baby is growing. So simple, so nice, but this is really nice. Plus, you can do more than one thing with this. Sometimes we just put right now, because she's past this age of putting the rings, and she knows which one goes lower than the other. Right now, what you do, we lay these ones on the floor, and then we go jumping on them. Like it becomes like a pattern. So we go jumping on the ring, jumping on the ring. So we still use it, though she has outgrown the main purpose for this, but now she has grown. And by that, do not assume. For baby putting a thing here, it takes time. The coordination of eye and hand, it's a process that they have to learn. So this is actually one of my very interesting and favorite tools. Then the other one that I like so much is blocks. And you can get these anywhere. They're so cheap. They come again in a variety of colors. So similarly, these ones you can use to, you just, put them there. You can decide to build a house today. Tomorrow you can design a train. Just fixing them in any way that you want. She still loves these blocks, and you can see they even have processing to just add flowers. To her, that was flowers on the roof. So you fix them like that. And as you do this, the baby is able to learn a lot. After she now can be able to, like, you can just give these blocks to her, and then you're like, okay, can you make something else? Then you sit there, and then you'll see how creative she is, how colorful she wants her house to be. Is it going to be monochrome? Is it going to be colorful? And then once you're done, she can realize the moment she gets used to doing that, now you can go to another activity still with this. That's what I talked about versatility. Don't buy a toy that's just for one purpose. Now, what we do right now, we are like, can you sort the colors? Because they come in different colors, orange, blue, green. So you can be like, put the orange together, blues together, and greens together. So that way she's able to learn colors and distinguish them, and you still do the same things that you have. Also now it comes to learning, I remember I'm still telling you about this, but we'll be talking about it still. I use this sometimes to help her point on things. This becomes like my point at show me an R, and then she's going to touch it. So I love them. And the other thing I also like, plasticine. Plasticine is so good. I just took this one. This one is not, so I buy a whole roll. This is the one that I'm using by Veda. This one is the one that I'm using at the moment. So what we do, we just cut into pieces, and then now we can roll and create things. Let me just maybe use like the one she has been using here. So you just take it, roll it into shapes. She's able to express herself, make some things, like she loves making shapes out of them, because these ones can be recreated, used today and tomorrow and the day after and the day after and the day after. So you roll, make today, you're making human beings. You can make a family, like we make Daddy, Mommy, and Maria, all those things. And she's able to learn how to mold, molding. Plus the fact that she's soft, it also helps them in the sensory, how they feel, sensory skills. And then we actually have different colors. So again, we can be able to shape different colors and all that, and help them in creativity. The other interesting thing I like, you can also get these ones. I just took a few actually. We have letters. This is when you want to teach alphabets. This is at a later stage, but I actually bought them a long, long time ago. So even before she learned how to do alphabets, I already had this. So what I do with this, again, we can do color sorting. We can just fix them anywhere. And like right now, what you're doing as we do the alphabets, it's basically matching. So this is a name, so I'll be like, well, match a name for me. Then she'll use it. She matched the letters and these ones. Okay, that's another way. And then another interesting toy that I like, I love the kitchen set. Yeah, karongorongo, as they say. So this is like a sufuria, and then they have, they come in variety of sizes, colors, and whatever it is. So I use this to teach on, first of all, we bond, we play, I'll be sitting there, she'll be like, cook for me some tea. Then she has some little jugs that she'll pretend to be cooking some tea, and then she'll serve me, we have fun. And she also learned all the kitchen utensils, but of course we use it in the house, but she'll be able to relate because she has been seeing them in the house, and now she can be able to see them. She has them herself. So it comes with a lot of things. Pans, she cannot be able to distinguish between a pan and a cooking pot, a knife, and it has a lot of vegetables, also some raw vegetables that now I know she can use to cut things. Then the other one I like, then it has a cooker. Again, also use this opportunity to teach other things, colors, just see the creativity. Another interesting thing that you can use is musical instruments. It doesn't have to be complicated. It's a guitar. So for example, you just turn on, it doesn't have to be so good, but at least she will feel like she's dancing around, and then you can dance together and all that. It may not be so, like, I'm not actually trying to look for a piano, but at least the fact that she has time to enjoy it and like just play her music like this makes it more interesting, and she's able to dance along. And another interesting one actually is the puzzle. Okay, I love the puzzle because puzzle will help them think. Okay, you see, like right now there are some photos that are drawn in the puzzle. So it's just not a matter of fixing, but also matching the pattern. Of course, it's for advanced kids. That I'm saying maybe right now I'm biased because my daughter is 3. So I'll now be doing age-appropriate activities depending on the toys that you need to have for your baby. So for example, this one is just matching. So you want to, it's a puzzle and then should just be matching. And this one can keep them for like 10 to 15 minutes, again, improve concentration span, help them learn. And also it also comes, here's that thing. I don't have it here, but basically it can be, I think I have it here. You can be able to fix other things, like you can, some things that you can be able to pin in between and just create something fun and interesting. So basically, guys, you can even use pegs. I don't use pegs a lot. These are simple things that I know you have. And like you notice all these things are so cheap. None of those things is more than even 1,000 bob. I think the most expensive thing here is the guitar. I think that was the most expensive. The rest of the things are so cheap, less than 1,000 bob. Any place in the supermarket, like pegs again, we just fix them like this. Anything that is interesting, and then she'll make a house with them, a pattern with them. Sometimes we sort colors. Sometimes it's just like helping her fix, maybe pin on a paper, like this, maybe pin on a paper, different colors together and all that. And that's how a baby is able to learn and play. You bond, she's able to be more creative, and that way they're able to think. And by then, these things help them in, like right now, because of sorting exercises, nowadays when I'm like doing after laundry and I want to sort socks, if maybe like her tiny socks, I'll be like, hey, sort for me based on the color, and then she'll put all the socks like common similar pairs together. So some of these things are very important. You want to ensure that your brain, the baby's brain, is engaged. The activities are stimulative. She's able to learn. She's able to express her emotions, and then that way you end up raising a smart kid, not doing so much, but just little things that you do every day, and then the baby is able to learn. I hope that video is helpful. So subscribe again. Too much of subscription, but please do subscribe. Let's meet every week and discuss more. And like I said, you have the power to mold the brain. Actually, what I discovered as a mom, your baby's brain is in your hand, like this plasticine. So it's up to you to mold it into the shape that you want. If you want the baby to be bright, then it's up to you to make it brighter. Yes, there's genes, there's the experience, but you have to make those experiences yourself. You don't need a lot of money to do these things. You can do yourself. I have done a lot of do myself DIY kind of toys at home, which I'll be sharing in the coming weeks. So subscribe, and your baby is able to grow and become different. Now, when you put them together with other kids, that and like, okay, actually, my baby is different. You may not even notice this, other people will be telling you your baby knows more than her age, you know. But not because you do too much, but those little 30 minutes that you commit every day to sitting down on the floor, on the carpet, doing these things together, coloring, painting, sorting things out, cooking nothing in their kitchen equipment, playing music and dancing to it, that already creates memories for you guys and also help your baby learn. That is, guys, for today. See you next week on another video on brain development. I want us to do this because we are very, and I remember we are launching this toddlers activity materials, and I'll be sharing more details on how you're going to get it if you're interested. And they are very nice because they prepare your baby for preschool. And not for me, it's about, I told you guys, it's not about being number one in school, it's about reasoning. How fast can your baby reason? How fast can they make judgment? Because if you have a smart kid, then you have changed the world, I think. All right, guys, see you soon. Thank you for being here. Share this video. Give us your comments below. Share, and subscribe, and see you soon. I hope that's useful. Bye-bye. See you.